Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the brand new Talkin Schop podcast. I am your host. My name is Tito.
Champ.
We got Fixer in the back, taking care of all the technical stuff. But today is really our first podcast, and kind of want to introduce ourselves and let the world know we exist. But with that said, we are a men's health podcast.
Yes, sir.
And we're looking to, as far as our lives too, help you guys out there if we can. We have a lot of real world experience. We also know a lot of people who are very successful, and we'll be bringing those people to you as well. We're talking about guys and girls. But today we're going to start with our friend Anthony here. Anthony's a very successful business owner. He works over here at Upscale Barbershop.
Yes,
He owns Upscale Barbershop. And he's actually looking to add more locations to his empire.
That would be great.
With that being said, let me talk to Ant for a sec. Ant,
Tito.
what's your full name?
Anthony Irazo.
Anthony Razo. What's your nationality?
Salvadorian.
Oh, that's right, Salvadorian.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish.
Yes, sir.
Spanish.
Latino.
Is that a broken dialect? I mean, is that what Spanish is that? Because you know how like Spain, you got that proper Spanish. Dominican, you got that crazy Spanish. Puerto Rican got their own Puerto Rican dialect, right?
Right.
So
if I were to call it anything, it was like so we're descendants from Mayans.
oh shit.
So we got more of like a Spaniard Indian, but like Mayan Indian,
That's fire. I had no idea.
like a Mayan Indian. I don't think Aztec. I think it's Mayan
Yeah,
specifically.
Mayans.
Yeah, that's where we come from.
That's what's up. And so with that said, did you grow up in El Salvador?
Oh, I was
No?
born in Brooklyn, New York.
Really?
Shout out.
Word. Shout out Brooklyn. My family's out there too.
You already know.
Yeah. I mean, I see Brooklyn's quite. I'm going there this weekend, but Brooklyn's been they're quite the melting pot. Have you been there recently?
Not in a long time.
Yo, bro, my grandmother used to live on 51st Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And it used to be a small community of Puerto Ricans, right? We used to go to have a good time, block parties, whatever.
Of course.
Now you go there, Chinese person here.
Oh, yeah.
No disrespect. You got Indian person there, 30 Mexicans there, right? So, I mean, it's become quite the melting pot. That being said, do you remember your time in Brooklyn?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, I was little. Moved over here when I was like 8.
Word?
As much as any 8-year-old's gonna remember.
Okay. All right.
I've been out here like 25 years, so
That's a long time.
yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. Do you still visit the city? Do you still go?
Nope. Everybody from there moved out here, or everybody from there moved elsewhere.
Well, I mean, this is your family, right? You're
Yeah.
talking about your family?
Yep.
No friends out there?
Lost contact. Long gone.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, people move on, right?
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Excuse me.
Because they were like, some of them were pretty cool. They were real, sturdy friends. But oh well.
Yeah,
What you gonna do?
when I was younger, I used to go see my grandmother too. We used to make friends in the city that
Right.
they're gone as well, right? So, but the one thing I do remember the block parties and stuff like that. But okay, very well. What about when did you move out to Connecticut exactly? Do you know? You said you were 8,
96.
96.
Yep.
Damn, motherfucker.
96, yep.
That's like I graduated.
Yeah.
Let me not age myself on fucking podcast. Anyway, but anyways, so how was it like? Were you able to adapt when you moved here? Did you find?
Hell yeah. So I moved here with all my cousins.
Yep.
We all linked up. And we were all lived in a house. It was like 15 of us.
Yep.
But it was dope. All cousins in one crib. And we had people outside. It was kind of like a little like New York. And it was dope.
Right.
Had a lot of fun.
Right.
And then we all, spread up and went our different ways. But moving over here was great.
Oh.
I'm going to hold you.
Well, the reason why I chose to go this route with you, Ant, is because I think it's very important for our viewers to know that, you're trying to be successful, right? There are no limitations, right? You come from a El Salvadorian background who grew up in the city.
Sure.
You moved to Connecticut.
Yep.
It speaks for itself. You know what I mean? You're in a nice barbershop. Nice place, by the way.
Appreciate
Right?
it.
It's an awesome fucking place. I got my haircut, too. I'd show you, but I'm in a hat today.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. But with that said, yeah, I definitely, I'm on board. I like what you've accomplished.
Thank you.
So let's go a little further. So you come to Connecticut. You started making people, friends, whatever.
Yep.
What school did you go? I mean, did you go to your high school? Did you, even more further, did you go to a tech school to get the training you needed for this job?
I wish it would have gave me a big head start, but instead, I was like messing around in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
dropped out, went back, got my GED.
Hold the fucking show.
Yeah.
Stop. You said you dropped out
Yeah.
and you got a GED?
Yeah. Well, I was enrolled in the program to get my high school, but it was the GED school. But I got my high school diploma.
But what's equivalent, right? Or
I got the legit Northern High School diploma.
Okay.
Yep.
My
My 5th year.
And hey,
Yeah.
on your paper, on your degree, it don't say how long it took.
No.
It does not. I promise you that shit. So you got the you got your you went through the school. You finally got that piece of paper that said you graduated.
Yeah.
However it looks, GED, high school diploma. When did you decide to start cutting hair? Because hold on. Because you said you were active in the streets.
Yep.
And now, listen, we're in Connecticut, right? Let's not be crazy, right? We're not fucking gangbangers, right?
No.
But you're out there drinking, having a good time, hollering with your
Living
people.
on my own,
Yeah.
16. Yeah.
On your own at 16.
Yeah.
Enough said.
I was cutting at the shop. 15. Well, 16. I started.
Wait, what shop?
Famous barbershop. Shout out.
Oh, okay, shout out Famous. Yeah, I'm not none of the guys over there, but
They're cool.
I hear they do
You
good
probably
work.
do know 'em. Danny from I Got You Next Barbershop.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a buddy of mine's friend.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Carlito from Carlito's Barbershop, which is now
Okay.
the old Famous.
Okay.
A lot of people moved away.
All right.
Yep.
So,
Danny's the most noticeable one though.
okay, so when did you decide that you wanted to do that though? When did you decide you wanted to become a barber?
It just fell in my lap.
How so?
I just needed money every week for a haircut. And I was like, I might as well just cut hair. So I did it myself.
Really?
Yeah. And then I just, started working, started making money, and it worked out.
That's a crazy tale because, in my experience, I cut hair as well.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason I started cutting hair is because I actually got a bad haircut. And I don't think I've ever told my mom, or like anybody, but I told my dad, and I was like, I need clippers, right? Because I want to cut my own hair.
Right.
And he got me a pair of clippers, and I started cutting my own hair, and I cut my brother's hair, and then my brother cut my hair, right? So kind of went back and forth, and then it kind of grew. But in your situation, you needed bread,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I'm just doing it because I just didn't want to look fucking stupid in school. But you needed bread.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you needed this bread and you wanted, now, were you trying to get money just for haircuts, or were you just trying to
Everything.
Okay.
But I also wanted to look good too. That was
Right.
very important for me as well.
But that's a huge thing that guys don't really focus on these days, right? I notice, right, that there are people that get haircuts all the time, right? But then there are some that just don't really care, right? And I think it's very important to people that they understand how a good haircut, hygiene, just looking decent, right?
You gotta stay groomed.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
You agree?
If you take care of yourself, your appearance, your hygiene,
Okay.
your look, your style, it'll send you 10 steps ahead of everybody else.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Okay, so now you're on your mission. You wanting to get money for haircuts.
Yep.
How did you? Because you can cut in the barbershop under somebody's license,
Yep.
right? And I don't know how long you can do that for, but you personally, you got your license, so you are certified by the state of Connecticut
Yep.
to lace people.
Yep.
I respect that.
I got it late in life though.
Huh?
Late. I got it really late, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but you're still young, right?
But I've been cutting 18 years.
Oh,
So
I see. So
15 of just
right. Well, but I mean,
having people tell me what to do. And
when people start companies and businesses and stuff, they take on, what do you call those guys? Apprentices.
Yep.
And sometimes they don't get paid, right? So all those years they're building knowledge.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you kind of look at it the same way,
Yeah. If
Right.
you look at it like that, then it worked out.
right?
It was just right.
So you get your license. Where'd you get your license, by the way?
Famous.
Okay, so they did a whole schooling thing for you guys.
Yeah. They helped us out.
That's the cool thing about barbershops now. Have you noticed that? Like, there's certain barbershops in the area that they actually conduct themselves as a school,
Yep.
right? Which makes it eligible for people to get the hours they need, the schooling, and then be able to take the test.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so you get your license through Famous.
Yep.
You go take the test, get your license and all that.
Yep.
What was your next move?
It was quarantine.
Oh,
It was quarantine.
damn! Was that just
Yeah,
recently? That's 2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, so
Quarantine shut everything down, and I was cutting from the house for like 2.5 years. Yep.
now was that friends and family cuts kind of thing?
Everybody,
Okay.
everybody. Yep.
So quarantine happens, and that's just fucking.
I kept going. I went harder during quarantine.
I mean that first couple of weeks during quarantine, even myself, like I didn't do any haircuts. I didn't know enough about COVID.
First like 2 months.
Right.
Something like that.
I,
Yep.
I didn't know. And listen, bring somebody to my house and bringing that shit. I just did not know,
I wouldn't do it. Nope.
bro. I was sick to my fucking stomach. Seeing all the people that died. I lost 11 people during that shit.
It's crazy.
11, and I'm not talking about friends, family, good friends. I'm talking about acquaintances and family. So people I've worked with, family members. My uncle died, right? I mean, he was diabetic, and during the quarantine, he ended up in the hospital, and I mean, they were just chopping pieces off until the point he got the COVID virus and game over, right? He was probably one of those guys in the fridge and outside in the back
Crazy.
that they put in the big freezers trucks, whatever. Okay, so COVID happened, and then we weren't supposed to do anything, right? The barbers, the health industry, we were on lockdown for a while.
Yep. Months. 5,
Yeah.
6 months. something
That was
like
tough,
Yep.
especially if you depended on that for a main income.
As was I.
Yeah,
I was going through my savings like crazy,
yeah.
and I needed a cut, and I just started outside and started cutting on the porch again, and then eventually moved inside.
Yeah.
Yep. And it worked out.
So now, even though COVID happened, you still weren't in a barbershop yet. You still didn't own this.
Nope.
Where did the idea for upscale come in? Like, was it like a fucking epiphany? Did you say I'm meant for something
I
else?
had to
Did
get
you?
out of my father's house. I had
Oh,
to get out of there.
I see what you're saying.
They knew everything that I did. They knew when I went to work, when I went to sleep, when I left, lunch breaks. They knew when I went to the bathroom. I was all set with them knowing my every move.
So it was more of like I need to get the hell out of my parents' house kind of thing. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So, but by doing that, that alleviated you to.
Oh man, it was driving me crazy. I had to get out, and I did get out.
So
It was the big push I needed.
okay, that makes sense. So then, what? Hold on. Sorry,
Get right,
guys.
Get right, get right.
Sorry, it's hanging on my neck. So you wanted to get out of your parents' house. You're like, F this. I'm gonna make money cutting hair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get a barbershop.
Yeah.
And then it just came, huh? For years and years, like I've been thinking about doing it,
Yep.
right? But I never did. In my eyes, I've always thought about hair cutting as a secondary employment for me. Only because like I've always gone to college, I've always done other things. I've always wanted to be in that big kind of corporation, right? Where I'm now, and I work a 9 to 5 upside down, but we do what we do, right? And I have a passion for cutting hair. I always do, which is why your story intrigues me. But with that being said, where did you take it after that? I mean, so where are you at now currently versus where do you want to be in, let's say, 5 years?
Not even close.
You're not close to that goal?
No, not
Okay.
even close.
Listen, I'd have to say, if you said you were close to that goal, I'd have to slap the shit out of you, because I think that you are capable of much more, right? You're a nice dude. You're a great barber. You're business savvy. I think for you, the sky's the limit. And
I'd love to take it there.
right, and I'm glad that you are my host on this show,
God bless.
right? Because you have a certain way about you that I think will connect with our audience that we hope to gain, right? So with that said, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What about a rough draft? It may not be something definitive, but what do you kind of want to see?
A big barbershop.
A big barbershop?
A big barbershop / school.
Oh, that's the key.
Yeah,
School.
/ school.
Yeah, because then you can make people into barbers, right?
I really honestly want to train people.
Man,
I really want to train people.
that's cool.
I don't.
What the training aspect? Do Do you like the training or do you like just passing your knowledge?
I like good barbers.
Yeah.
I like good barbers to serve the community.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I think that
You know?
you're right. I mean
Yeah.
but there are barbers, more barbers now than there were 10, 15 years ago. There are a ton of freaking barbers.
A lot of bad barbers too.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, right. Well, everybody can't be the Michael Jordan, right?
But there could be a lot of Larry Birds.
True.
Come on, we can make a lot of Larry Birds.
That's funny. Right. All right. So you want a big barber shop. How many barbers in the barber shop would you be happy with seeing?
20.
Yeah. Wow, that's a big barber shop.
20, yeah.
That's damn near 3 franchises, right? You put or 4 in each, 4 franchises.
They do like barbershops like 30 in like big cities.
Yeah.
Houston, big cities. LA, I'm sure they have them. Houston, they have one. I don't know about LA, but
Yeah.
I like that.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I like that too. That I think the fact that you said that you want to help people and show people, I think it's admirable, right? Most people are out for themselves.
Sure.
They just want to make their money, leave me alone, right?
Mhm.
Whatever. The fact that you want to go above and beyond and pass your knowledge, I think is admirable as well.
Appreciate it.
And
Yo,
you have any kids?
I have a daughter.
Yeah?
hmm
How's your relationship with your daughter?
She's 14 years old. We're going to the beach tomorrow.
Nice.
We're cooling.
Fellas,
hmm
take care of your kids, man.
Always.
Take care of the kids.
Never leave them behind.
Yeah, I mean, I do have children as well, and I wish that they would be following my footsteps, right? Cutting hair one day, but
Yeah.
I don't think that they're interested in the least. Great kids,
Neither's mine.
right?
Neither's mine at all.
Great kids. I mean, they have I think they have their own vision.
Yep.
Hair cutting is not one of them,
Right.
so it is what it is. So what's Anthony's dating life like? I mean, are you seeing someone?
So I had a girl like earlier this year, but like all things,
Mm-hmm.
you with a girl, you stop dating. You're with a girl, you stop dating. After a while, it kind of becomes a little redundant.
Mm.
So the last time it was kind of like, I kind of don't want to do this anymore.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Was it something you did or felt, or was it something she did or felt?
After a while, we both are like, all right, we both still want to, keep going out. We
Mhm.
still want to party. We still want to see other people.
Mm-hmm.
But, when we're lonely, we kind of run into each other, back to each other. So this is kind of like we stopped being lonely and we kind of just started more just enjoying that part of our lives. So
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, you do your thing, I'll do my thing.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, and the reason why I ask is because, dating in 2023 is almost like a pull the number at the fucking grocery store kind of thing, right?
It's weird.
It's like, what are you getting? Like, I don't know. I know a lot of hardworking dudes out there that are single, but then I know hardworking dudes that are very successful that have families, right?
Sure.
And it's just like, man, you just see a lot of weird shit going around the internet. The Instagram sites, the Facebook sites,
Sure.
The people that are trying to get at you because they want to sell you some explicit photos.
OnlyFans.
I mean, OnlyFans. I mean, you just got people popping up. I must get a thing on my Instagram every day saying so-and-so wants to send you a message. So you hit the profile and you see they're trying to sell, whatever. Anyway,
Yep.
not
Send me your
important.
Cash App, I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah. Like, how, are you going to send some picture of your fucking hard-earned money? I ain't. You know what I mean? All right, so Anthony,
Yo.
do you want to be in a relationship where you have someone to come home to, you have a wife, you have your child?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a family dynamic that you're looking for, that you crave?
Hell yeah.
Yeah?
Everybody does. I mean, straight, old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I don't know. But I see my parents how they were.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
I kind of want
Right.
to emulate that and be
Okay.
like that.
How long were your parents together?
We're still together. Like
Oh.
34 years, 35. something
Holy
like that.
God bless.
They're up there somewhere.
Damn.
Yep.
So, I mean, they must have laid out a little foundation for you, right? To show you what a functioning relationship
Right.
was like.
Right. To each his own. They're like really old-fashioned. They're not really made for like new generation.
So your parents were older when they had you, is what you're telling me.
They were. No, my mom was in her 30s. My little brother.
Well, you know, they say women between the ages of 18 and 25 are at their prime,
Yep.
right? To have children,
Mhm.
be in a relationship,
Mhm.
right? That's their prime, 18 to 24 or 25.
Makes sense.
So your mother being 30, because, you know, the further the woman waits to have children, the lower the counter for eggs and stuff, right? You know, you understand
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I
by
heard that.
35, I mean, or between ages of 30 and 35, they're going down, right? So an ideal woman trying to have an ideal relationship would try to do it then,
Right.
right? So the point I'm trying to make here is she had you at like 30. So a little bit older, right? We're not going to say she was like walking with a cane old.
No,
A little bit
no.
older. So I know, like, my mom, I think me and my mom are exactly 20 years apart,
Okay.
right? So she's 20 years old. She had me when she almost had me for her 21st birthday. I was one day before my mom. So my birthday's the 13th, hers is the 14th.
It's pretty cool.
And so basically I was almost her 21st birthday present. Anyways, but that's what I'm saying, that kind of, that age, right? 18 to 24 is ideal. And I'm the oldest. And then my brother came and then my sister, right? So you do have something to compare to is what I was ultimately trying to get at,
Yeah.
right? To
I
see
would
what
think so.
a stable relationship looks like.
Yeah, I would think so.
And that's something you definitely want, right, in your life.
Of course.
And your daughter, does she, what does she
Whatever-
think?
Whatever she chooses, I don't know.
Has she ever said this to you?
What up?
Dad, I want a mom, or Dad, don't you want a girlfriend, or don't you want to be a family? Has she ever said that to you?
Nah, she don't
No?
give a damn.
No. She just loves Dad.
Yeah, she loves me. She loves her mom. She loves her life. She loves her dog.
Unconditional.
Yeah, she's good.
Good. And everything's good, right? With you?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah, my BM is already remarried, so
Right,
somebody else's headache.
right.
I'm good.
Yeah, but, you know, I do well have a baby mom too, and regardless how anything ever happened, you kind of, it sucks to say this, but you look at what you had versus what you have now, and ultimately you're like, damn, she was a good woman, right? Or she was a good person, right? And then you kind of forced to look at yourself, right? Because I mean, me, in my case, I'm not sure about your case, and you're just like, shit, you know, meanwhile, for the last, all these years, I've been, you know, looking for this one woman, but yet I had her, fuck that up, and I'll just be able to call her my friend,
I feel the same way.
right? It's crazy.
I feel the same
You
way.
know what I mean? So that's why I'm just delving into that a little bit, because it's just, dating in today's world
You
is,
don't know what you got.
bro.
till you lost it.
the internet scares the shit out of me. You know, I remember I went on one date that it was, oh, bro.
I won't do it. So you're braver than me.
Well,
do it.
you know, it's like you're working all the time. You know, I work 3 jobs, right? You know, I'm trying to be successful. I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to do all this. You know, when do you have time? Where do you have time?
Yeah.
And then
Between the both of your schedules.
right, exactly. That is crazy. But you know, you're trying to make money, you're trying to earn a living. There's things that I want to do in my life. You know, I want to level up. There's things I want to do.
Yeah.
But when? And then, you know, on the other hand, there's these women that are talking about how, where the good guys at? Well,
Busy working.
I mean,
Working.
you know, the good guy. Listen, I think every dude is a good dude, right?
Yep.
Unless they start
Few
with ill
exceptions.
intentions. Unless they're starting with ill intentions, right?
Yeah.
But I think every dude's good. I think if you give guys a chance, I think they'll come around, right? There's some guys out there that, you know, that are lost apples or bad apples, whatever.
Guys, man, for the most part, I think they gotta go through it.
I do.
They gotta have that experience.
Yeah.
They gotta live life. They gotta get knocked down a few thousand times and get back up 1,001.
I mean, that's how we learn, right? I mean, and also too, if you're trying to date, they always, the stats always say that you should be in numbers dating, right? So that means if you're dating on Wednesday, make sure you're on a Thursday, also Friday or maybe Saturday, right? Because the more you increase your chances, the better, right? So it's a numbers game,
Hey, it's just like playing the lottery.
I guess.
Buy the whole roll, you'll definitely win.
But so it's a numbers, right? It's a numbers game. So I don't know, man. It's just really tough. My one experience on the dating app was fucking insane. I look at this girl, I read her her profile. And I'm thinking to myself, like, just by reading her profile, like, I wanted to get to know her,
Yep.
right? And then I looked at her pictures, and I'm like, she's cute, right?
Yep.
You being fine, blazing, whatever the fucking word you want to use, that's when you get old, when you get to a certain age, that shit, it matters. But I'd much rather somebody be mad loyal, right? Loyalty, bro, goes a long way with me, right? So my first dating experience on the internet was meeting her, talking to her. We connected right away. I believe she was a nurse. Whatever. Anyway, so we have the first date. I see her in person. Nothing like I thought she was, right? Nothing.
What do you mean? Nothing how?
So when I was on the internet, just I don't know, like just kind of like looking at her stuff and reading her stuff, and just the vibe that I got and off her pictures. When she pulled up in person, she was just, it looked like she had totally just looked different. Like, I'm not trying to say she was trying to make herself look prettier, but maybe she put those pictures up a little while ago. Maybe she had a couple life changes, and then bang, she comes up, and I'm just like, wait, what? Hi. So, mind you, I'm
like a lot of filters, or?
Well, no, I wouldn't say a lot of filters, but every angle on her pictures, and then you see them in person, and I'm like, oh, this really, come on, this can't be. And listen, I'm not the most handsome. Listen, I'm not, what is it, The Rock, right? I'm not Vin Diesel, right? But
look good to me.
but ultimately, I want to be happy. And if I deem that you've tried to pull a fast one, then I don't know.
The interest is kind of going.
Right. Now, mind you, I took her out. I paid for dinner. We got a couple drinks. We laughed. We smiled. I felt that I at least owed her that. Right. Yeah. And I don't want to sound like a jerk, like,
You made a friend. You made a friend.
Indeed.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Indeed. So, whatever. I gave her a hug. I was like, hope we could do this again, whatever. Yeah. But then I never really reached back out.
How long ago was that?
4 years ago. But
that was a grip.
but she was nice. She was nice. I mean, all things considered, right? I mean, if you can't surround yourself with nice people, so I mean that was a dick move on my part, right? I should have at least tried to reach out, but
you didn't feel it.
Yeah, but the kind of people people in general don't deserve that, right? So, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, you had a good time.
Had a good time, and that's the way I took it, right?
Because the phone works both ways.
Well, I'm not gonna say she didn't reach out.
Oh shit!
I'm definitely not gonna say that, because I would be lying.
Fixer would have gobbled that up so quick. Is that right, Fixer? Huh?
Our guy Fixer in the background, he would have definitely gobbled that shit up.
He would have gobbled it up.
I'm lifeless, so you're not gonna hear me too well. I gotta yell the second behind.
We got a little bit.
Well, and we got time for like a couple more questions, and then we're gonna end our first podcast. But before we do anything, I want to say that we've gotten a lot of stuff printed. Yep. Dirty Marketing, my guy, he is awesome.
Oh, I got a sticker right there, Fixer.
Fixer, grab the sticker. If you want to, if you guys need anything, he's a friend of the podcast.
Right there.
30 Marketing, they do all your business cards, whatever you need. They do all kinds of stuff in the way of like making trophies, shirts. They do hats, everything, anything and everything. So 30 Marketing, thank you guys.
What's the address? Appreciate
you. Oh, that's right. Let's get them. 1666 Route 12, Gales Ferry. It's in the Ocean State Job Lot Plaza.
Yep.
And it's called 30marketing.com. Okay, Ant. So we're gonna start
down the street from the strip club.
We're gonna start wrapping this up.
Cool.
But one question I would like to ask you, Ant, is how do you feel about your accomplishments to date? Like, how do you
personally, or like?
Well, I mean, you've had some milestones, right? So we've discovered that you've moved from a different state. You have a daughter. That's a milestone. You have your own business. Graduated. Wait. You graduated late. Still got your GED or equivalent to or the diploma.
I got the high
Okay, you got the diploma.
Late.
a milestone, and then you opened up your own barbershop during a time where shit was crazy.
Yep.
So coming out of that,
Yes.
I mean, you wouldn't have thought people were going to start opening businesses, right? So how do you feel? How do you?
Personally, it's just never enough.
I think.
I just need to keep going.
Well, I think that's a good mindset to have
Something
because
inside me just
right.
I can see where I want to be, and I know that I'm not close. So it's like I need to keep pushing every day.
I think the issue would be here is if you felt satisfied in where you were. I think that would be the issue, right?
Looking back, yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool where I'm at. Sometimes I forget to like look around and be like, it's okay to take a day off.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing good.
Right.
So that's why I'm going to the beach tomorrow with my daughter instead of coming to work. But
Yeah.
I do see where I want to be,
Mhm.
and I do feel that there's a lot more work to be done.
Okay. That's good.
For sure.
And how do you plan on fulfilling your destiny? Because you talked about you wanted to be in a big barbershop with 80 fucking people.
Yep.
you want a Tex-Mex out back. You want some Salvadorian truck back there, right? You want it all.
Yeah.
How you gonna make that happen?
That's you and I's both guess. We'll
Right.
figure it out on the way there.
I'll tell you what though, that is right. I mean, because
I know how to do the next step,
yeah,
and after that, I'll find out how to do the next step.
yeah,
And
yeah,
after that, I'll just keep going and work the problem day by day.
right,
That's all I can do.
right. I think also key is networking with people too.
Absolutely.
Networking's key. I mean that
Meeting you, Fix.
Yeah.
Doing this.
yeah.
Just talking to everybody day by day,
Yeah.
daily is pretty cool.
I mean, there's so many podcasts out there, right?
Yep.
Right. So it's like, the other day I was thinking to myself, how do you start a podcast but make it interesting?
Right.
Make it so people want to see. And I kind of thought of two things. I kind of thought, well, there'd be people that would actually probably just maybe agree and like what we're saying,
Yep.
right? There might be a whole lot of people that don't. But then I also thought podcast channels now are like the fucking direct TV with a million fucking channels, right?
Yep.
It's whatever channel you want to watch that day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So whoever's talking about what, when you want to talk about it or when you want to see it, it is what it is. With that said, we're going to close out for the night. I want to thank you for joining us at the Talkin Schop podcast. Again, my name's Tito.
Shout out to Upscale and the champ.
A guy Fixer in the back working all the sound equipment. Also want to let you guys know we have a lot of special guests coming up pretty soon. We have people who are very, very skilled in business, various avenues from DJing to other barbers. I'm going to bring my friend. He's a senior vice president at one of the casinos. We have a lot of things going on. My cousin as well. She's a boxer. She holds the bantamweight women's title in like 2 different categories. She's retiring, but with one door opens the next because she's putting on a tournament in New London this weekend. The 15th, I believe, and the 16th. It's an all women's tournament. I don't know if it's 1 day or 2 days, but she's got DJs. She's got all that stuff going on out there. And I don't really have a whole lot of info on that. I will say this. If anybody's looking to purchase tickets, I would definitely hit her up on Facebook. You could probably get her at Shalito's Way at Facebook. Again, Shalito's Way. And she's promoting and doing the whole fight. Like, I'm proud of her. Hanging out with this girl from when we were younger. I mean, she's a tomboy that played football for the Groton youth football team to starting a career in boxing at a late age. At a late age.
Right.
She started well in her 30s, right? She boxed for 10 years, very successful. She fought at Madison Square.
Yep.
And to me, you fight at Madison Square, bro, that's saying something, right?
Yeah.
And now she's turning it over and she's doing a tournament for women, which I believe is huge, right? Because women's fights are pretty exciting.
Yeah.
They're very exciting.
Yeah.
That being said, we're going to end this for tonight. Talking Shop podcast, guys. You can find us on Fixer. Where can they find us?
Well, they can find you on TikTok.
Tick.
We just gonna upload on there.
Okay.
And also Instagram,
Okay, so everything you're gonna find us as Talking Shop. We're on the Insta. We've got Facebook. We've got TikTok coming up. We're gonna start putting. Check for us because we're gonna start like uploading content rapidly. After this show, we're just gonna keep going and going and going. And you guys, if you guys want to chime in, leave comments and let us know if you guys want us to talk about this or that or the world. You want us to cover the dating. If you want us to cover more business savvy stuff, just let us know in the direction you want to go. We'll be more than willing to accommodate. Like I said, we're just dipping our toes in the pond right now. And again, Talking Shop. Try to find us on all major platforms. Kick, Twitch, all that good stuff too, right?
Yeah, I'm getting.
We got our.
Kick is going to be the one we're broadcasting.
All right, Kick will be broadcasting live, and then also YouTube as well. Trying to get Twitter. We'll have all those for you next time we're up. And Ant, do you want to say anything before we go?
I think you wrapped it up pretty good.
Okay. All right, Ant. Thanks for. I know I surprised you with this interview, but I wanted you guys to get to know Ant. Ant's a pretty cool dude. We'll get Fixer out here one of these days, and you'll meet Fixer. He's a fucking asshole. but
I agree.
But all right. Thank you guys, and have a good night. Talking Shop.
All about.